You can.
Okay. All right, Coach, we'll go ahead and start off with a opening statement, and then we'll go right into questions.
Yeah, life on the road in the Big Ten. Quite the learning lesson today. We got taken out behind the woodshed and whooped physically, and then the fouling. You can't go on the road. Again, we spent most of the year in the top 10 last year in foul rate, and now it's becoming a problem of epic concern, and you're not going to win on the road with a 21 free throw discrepancy, and then there was a 4-minute stretch in the second half where we just got annihilated on the glass. They got every rebound. Miles Johnson, I thought, was the difference in the game. Everybody's going to look to Harper because he scored some points and made some shots, but Miles Johnson's the reason that was the difference in the game. So again, it's keeping them off the foul line, and then there's no rhythm, and we can't get out and be our best in transition, and that pretty much summed up tonight's game.
Okay, we'll go, Robert. We'll start off with you and then follow with Brad Sturdy. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, Coach. So just looking over the box score, you had 5 players with either 4 or 5 fouls, but Georgie had 2 and Kofi had 1. So if I'd have told you that before the game, would you have believed me?
Probably, to be honest. I mean, that's where all of our fouls are coming. And again, it's a challenge. I mean, you can't commit fouls that we're committing. You can't continually parade a team to the free throw line. And it was Kofi's back there trying to anchor the defense and our ball screen coverage and protect the front of the rim, and we never got it that far because we fouled them before. So again, I give them a lot of credit. Rutgers was great. I thought Jacob Young was fabulous in the first half. We knew he was a one-man fast break, and he put a couple fouls on us. But again, we got challenged physically, and then the fouling was a problem.
And with 23 of those 26 fouls coming from the backcourt players, they basically used 23 of their 25 fouls. Did you speak to them about that after the game in the locker room? Was that a focus?
I speak to him every day. Andre Curbelo was dominant in the game when he was on the court, and I can't keep him on the court, and he's got to learn to figure out how to play. He had the ball in the paint all night. He was passing it, he was sharing it, and I can't keep him in the game long enough to really impact a game. And Adam had a tough day. He'll bounce back, but again, you can't use them all up. There gets challenging to find guys to play, and screws up your rotation, and we didn't have any of that today.
Thanks.
Brad, you want to give a shot?
Yeah, Coach. When you in the second half, you got beat on the boards, pretty badly. But was that because your big guys are more the guards rotating down or allowing too much dribble penetration? What was the big cause of that, or was it just toughness?
A combination of all of it. Mostly it's our crackdowns, and it's with our guards. It's a lack of physicality. And again, I told him after the game, I said I was tired of Miles Johnson, flying in and get his hands on balls. And, we have a box we put in the lane right in front of the rim. And all of our switches that happen in a ball screen take place really late at the rim. And, that's to protect the rim. And Kofi's done a pretty good job of that for the most part. But those guards got to do their job. They got to fight. They got to keep that big guy off the glass. And but again, DeMonte has 2 rebounds. Georgie has 4. That's not near enough from that position either.
Okay, Gavin, you're up, and then Brandon on deck. Go ahead, Gavin.
Hey, Brad, you guys shot really well today. I think 9 of 15 from 3. DeMonte was 4 of 4, but I'm wondering, do you think that there's maybe something Adam Miller can learn from watching a guy like DeMonte, and really learning what his good shots are and when's the right time to take those?
I mean, Adam's a freshman. He's having to learn. Every freshman in the country has to learn. This game is really, really hard. It is a huge jump from high school and anything they do in high school. There's no similarities whatsoever other than the ball is round and the basket is 10 feet high. And that's about it. The game is played completely different from the coaching aspect, and Adam's having to learn. And he's distraught in the locker room. He knows he didn't play his best game, but guess what? We get to play again in a couple days, and he'll bounce back. And he's got to take all this and figure that when he drives it, people are going to be in there and rake balls on him, and he's not getting those easy baskets at the rim like he got in high school. So he's got to figure out where his shots come from, and that's part of it.
Thanks.
Okay, Brandon, you're up, and then Joey on deck.
You mentioned him earlier, but Ron Harper Jr., like what kind of flip for him in the second half, you think?
I mean, the game had no rhythm. And then it was, he got a three right before the half. I had Coleman in the game, and Coleman messed up a coverage, and he slipped out of a little horns action and got a clean three. And that's all that it takes for a guy like that to get going. When you're a veteran, you're averaging 25 points a game. You just need a clean look at the rim. And again, those are the things that get going. He got his confidence in the second half, and he did what a good player does. And, again, another night where he gets 5 threes. We actually played a couple possessions of zone, and we didn't recognize where he was at, and he hits a couple off that as well.
Okay, Joey, you're up. Derek on deck.
Hey, Brad, the fouls, is it guys being over aggressive? Is it not having that chemistry and that lock in on defense with only 7 or 8 games into the year? Is there something you can point to?
Yeah, I think it's more that, we're trying, it's understanding that the guys they're playing against are really good. And now they're getting ball screened, and now they're getting actions run at them. And teams are big and physical. And today Mulcahy, post Curbelo up, and he picks up a foul. And so it's a different look. It's a different feel. I talk about chemistry on the defensive side all the time. And, you're only as strong as your weakest link in your chain. And, last year there was a lot of veterans out there played a lot of minutes who knew it and were strong and physical. And, we've got to get them better. We didn't have the preseason to play, some of these bye games where we get a lot of confidence and they understand that chemistry. We played a brutal schedule and a hard schedule, and these guys are having to learn on the fly against really good people.
And that flagrant foul there, it turned a 1-point game into a 7-point game. What did you see on that, and how big of a flip in the tide was that? I
haven't seen it yet. Obviously, it was a big play. They said it was a elbow to the face. DeMonte said he blocked out. Joey, I haven't seen it yet. So obviously, that's a foul we cannot commit, and obviously, it changes the whole outcome of the game.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, Derek, you're up. Scott Ritchie on deck.
Coach, I know you want your team to be in the conversation as the toughest team in the Big Ten, one of. To be on the wrong side of some of those effort plays, toughness plays in this game and against Missouri, what do you want your guys to learn from that?
First play of the second half, their kid gets on the floor, and I jumped on Kofi hard. I mean, he gets a foul on DeMonte because he doesn't get on the floor. And you don't win games like that. And we didn't win games like that last year. And again, it's the game finds you. The game finds effort. And you can't cheat the game. And that's all you're doing when you don't play hard is cheat the game. And we talk about that constantly. And again, give Rutgers credit and their veterans. And the game meant a lot to them. They were at home. And, it meant more to them than it did to us.
Thanks, Coach.
Go ahead, Derek.
All right, Brad, offensively, I think you had 11 assists on your first 15 shots, ran pretty good offense first half. Second half, was that more Rutgers just showing that they're a top 11 defense, or did you see something offensively where you weren't running maybe as good offense?
We fouled all the time, Scott. There wasn't, it was just a constant. There wasn't any flow. The first half was transition, and and free flowing and movement, and what you do on the offensive side on the defensive side affects what you do on the offensive side. We weren't getting any rebounds because they were at the free throw line, and it's uninterrupted, and then their defense is set. And it changed. I thought we ran good offense the second half. It was the fact that we gave up close to 60 points in the second half was a problem.
I guess, there's obviously still a lot of this Big Ten season left, but to be on, feeling maybe good about getting a Big Ten road win and then, not, just how much does that, may impact, a conference that's going to be tight down to the wire, I would assume.
Scott, they're ranked. I think they lost one game in here last year. They're good. That's a good basketball team. They got size. They're athletic. They got great guards. No one's going to go undefeated in Big Ten play. And if you're good enough to steal a road win, great. Today we did not do that. And it's on to the next. And you got another one against a really good veteran Penn State team. And I haven't watched any film on them, but again, we know a lot of their personnel, and we'll have to play great to win.
Okay, Derek, you're up, and then Matt Stevens on deck. Go ahead, Derek. Derek's frozen. Matt Stevens, go ahead.
Brad, did you go to the zone just as a let's try this so my guys maybe won't foul, or is that something you'd like to implement a little bit more as the season goes on and you have more practice time as like a curveball in certain possessions?
No, we've been working on it just as a change of momentum, keeping them out of the paint. That was something that we've done periodically in the past. We've got to get obviously some more reps at it. But again, it was dealing with foul trouble, dealing with their ability to just get the ball to the front of the rim and us not guard them. And combination of all that.
Thanks, Brad.
Okay, going back. Derek Piper, are you in?
I'm good. Thanks, Kent.
You're good? Okay. Alec, go ahead.
Thanks, Kent. Hey, Coach. Jason Preston had 31, Davion Mitchell 15, Xavier Pinson I think 17, and Jacob Young had 24 today. What kind of adjustments need to be made in the way you guys are defending lead guards?
They're all good. They're all good players, and the thing that they're right around their averages. And they're putting them in actions, and again, when you get a bunch of them at the foul line, that's a problem. We made some adjustments defensively from the Ohio game, and I felt pretty good about it. And again, I'm not disappointed in our half court defense. I'm disappointed in our fouling and giving an opponent 35 attempts. You start looking at shooting percentages and in the first half, I'll take that. It was an up tempo game, and again, it was them scoring. The first 10 minutes of the game, they never scored out of their action. It was a couple of transition baskets, an offensive rebound for a three, and all of a sudden, that's then the fouling starts the second half. So we've got to maybe just get a little tougher on the ball and understand that we held Marcus Carr to a really, really tough night. We did it then. We got to do it again.
Okay, I'm going to Tom from Associated Press. I know you said you had your question asked. You don't. Good. All right, Coach. Thank you. Appreciate your time. Safe travels.
Thank you.